Well, we had a request from Koos. Koos is a farmer, and he's in dire straits of the white maize price. He says the share price or the instruments price is just collapsing. Well, I looked at this price and I was actually surprised. Koos, if you look at it, look at the tweezer top. That's actually catching my eye because if you see that in January it made the tweezer top, and then from there it fell off a cliff, and now we're sitting in what we call a waterfall formation. But what I can tell you, Chris, is what I like about the price. At least look what happened. Yesterday there was a doji. Now a doji usually calls for uncertainty, and then today we had what we call a gravestone doji. Now a gravestone doji is also a negative because the momentum is still down. But what it tells you that there is some uncertainty. Always remember, at a graveyard or at a grave, some people are happy if somebody dies, and others are dropping a tear. So what you can see here is a gravestone doji can easily turn around. Now that's why I've got this little line in there for you. I drew this line in because that is the low of yesterday's big candle, that was either a spinning bottom, but I see it as a doji because it wasn't a spinning bottom. The momentum was still to the downside. Look what I see here. My stochastic indicator is rock bottom. It's really oversold. Now, if I look at the low of that candle, and I just want to show you, that low is at 2,637 Rand. If it can turn around here, this, what we call gravestone doji, will turn into a turnaround candle, and usually it gets followed up with a nice bullish engulfing candle or a positive candle. So it's either maybe something like a belt line, or you will get a shaven head, or even maybe a inverse hammer will also be an early indication that it will turn around. But above 2637, we will see the first sign of positivity. But if this high of today's candle, and I want to move this little resistance line up, if that high, and that high is sitting at 2,690, if that high can turn into a support, you will see that maybe we will see from out of this waterfall formation a V reversal. Sometimes out of a waterfall you see the downfall and then suddenly a bounce to the upside, and we call that a V reversal. So Koos, yes, I know you in the dumps and your heart sore, but look what happened. During the sell-off, it closed that gap. That's a positive. It closed that gap on the way down. That's both positives. So if you buy above 2637, make use of a stop loss of 2595, and if it can get above 2690, we can maybe see prices of 2748, 2758, 2786, and maybe as high as 28. So it can give us an easy 180 Rand bounce if it turns around. Now, the only thing that worries me, the Rand hovers around the 15 Rand level, and as we know by now, remember, a soft commodity is so geared to the currency, it can have an immediate effect if the Rand strengthens or weakens. So for your sake, I hope that it can turn around, because I know you're a farmer, and on the other hand, look at that gap there. Let's maybe see if it can maybe close this gap in time to come, and that gap is sitting between 2901 and below there 2921. So let's hope it can give us that beautiful bounce to the top. Let's have a look at Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch. Jay asked us about Anheuser-Busch. And let's see Anheuser-Busch. And of course, as we know, this is also a Rand hedge stock. We also heard that SA Breweries in South Africa, or the Anheuser-Busch branch here, would like to cut some of their employees. They're talking about 500 people to go. And if I look at this chart, first of all, there's the 40-week moving average. I'm going to take it out because it is definitely not a support. And remember, I'm looking at a daily chart, a weekly chart. Let's have a look here. Here you are. And if we look at this chart, it looks like that the momentum is still to the downside. And the only thing that worries me here is, just have a look here. I hope I'm wrong. I can remember a few years back, I showed a head and shoulder formation on Sasol. And I said that I hope that the chart is completely wrong, because it then can take Sasol all the way down to 180 Rand. But what are we seeing now? We're seeing that Sasol is trading at around 220 Rand. So we're not far from the target. So let's have a look at Anheuser-Busch. I hope again that the chart is completely wrong. And let's have a look. If it breaks below that neckline, I will give you that level now. Here you are. The neckline is at 1,110 Rand and 56 cents. And if it goes down all the way, and this head and shoulder formation, look at it. There's the left shoulder, there's the big head, there's the right shoulder. If it plays out to the bottom, it can take the share all the way down to 894 Rand and 41 cents. So, Jay, for me personally, I will sit on my hands. I will not buy at the moment. I will only become positive about the share, and I'm going to use this line. And that is if this line turns into a support. There you are. I want to take that out there. Only if this line and that line will turn into a support above 1,187 Rand and 95 cents. And then I will know that this head and shoulder formation will maybe be wiped off the table, and we can see a beautiful relief rally. And as I showed earlier on, the share is also trading below its 40-week moving average. That is negative. And I'm a little bit nervous because they're cutting costs. So it tells you that they're not yet finished with cutting costs. They may be in the process of cutting costs, and maybe we can see only a consolidation first and then later on a little bounce to the upside. But at the moment, if you do buy above this line, make use of this low 109,188 as your stop loss to protect your capital. Let's have a look at Sasol. Kelly asked about Sasol, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I'm just going to show you here. Kelly, I know everybody is saying that the share price maybe offers some value. There you are. Can you see this? It's going all the way down. Now I want to take the viewers back to this chart. And there was that head and shoulder formation of a few years back. And I mean, that was in 2008. And I can remember it was me and Julieta on the show. And I said, I hope that I'm completely wrong. Look at it. It just fell off a cliff, and it's still going all the way down. And even that, there was a bigger one. There you are. There was the initial one. And look what happened. It almost wiped it off the table. It went left shoulder, big head, right shoulder, massive right shoulder, and then it fell off a cliff. So really, I think you must hold on. I think you must just wait for Sasol. I know its turn will come, because remember, all the other commodities are running beautifully. But if I look at this chart, look at it. It's a high, and a high, and all of them are lower. That is negative. And if you want to trade it, I mean, there's always traders around watching this show. My first sign of strength will be, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this Q1 so that I can have more than 1 point to just have a little bit more confirmation. There you are on this level. And that will be, there you are. When it breaks above 240 Rand, well, that's 17 Rand from here. That will be my first sign that this ugly sell-off is almost at the end, and maybe we can see a relief bounce. What we can say, Sasol will eventually be like the Impala Platinum or a Kumba, where it's so knocked out that everybody thinks the company will go under, and then it will turn around and it will shoot through the roof. But we're not yet there. So let's have a look. I will buy it above that level, and then, as I said there, and then my stop loss will be 221 Rand and 90 cents. I think I said 240. I just want to check. There you are, 240. And my stop loss will be 221.90. And my targets to the top will be 258.20, 262.48, 284.30, and maybe as high as 310 Rand and 39 cents. So early days for Sasol, but maybe there's an opportunity there. Well, let's have a look at Capitec. Joel asked about Capitec. He says to me, listen, Frans, this is the star performer of all the banks. Look at the other banks. They are struggling, but look at Capitec. It is still flying. Now, well, let's have a look here. He's 100% correct. I mean, look at this chart. It's on the brink of a brand new high. The new high will be above 1,463 Rand. We'll probably see a new high. This company is doing fantastically. So let's just have a look. I just want to put the 40-week moving average here, because this, of course, is a weekly chart again. And this is now the typical kind of chart where you will say, I must chase the momentum. Let's have a look here. because I don't think you can wait for a proper pullback here, because it looks like the pullback doesn't want to come. Look at it. As it hit that 40-week moving average, it rallied to the top. So if I look at it, gold, you need to buy it when this line breaks. If you are a guy that chases momentum, as you all know, I am not a guy that chases momentum. And if you do buy above that 1463.12, 1,463 rand at 12 cents, use this 40-week as a stop loss. Now this 40-week moving average sits at 1,323 rand and 41. What I like about this chart, at least it's not far away from its 40-week moving average. In actual fact, I looked at the Nasdaq today, and somebody asked me about Tesla, but we're not going to have time to look at it. But Tesla ran completely away from its 40-week moving average. And what have we seen in the past? The moment a share runs away from its 40-week moving average, it always comes back at a certain point in time. So yes, Capitec looks okay. It will probably make a new high and then move onwards from there. In other shares, always keep it in mind, when the share runs away from a moving average, that moving average at some point in time will come back and say, listen, I want to drag you closer to me, and from there you can maybe make another move. And you will always see, the moment it breaks away from this moving average too far, you will always see it comes with a lamp pole formation. Look at that lamp pole formation. So always be careful. And one that's got the classic now is two shares. The one is Anglo Platinum and the other one is Impala Platinum. So we cannot wait to see when we see proper reversals there. But at the moment, momentum is king. Well, thank you so much for watching the show again. Once again, visit our website www.fransklerk.com for more info on our service, and enjoy the rest of the week.